Hey, I'm Bryan. I'm from LA, and I've been riding these super fast scooters around LA for over a year now. Got them somewhere around 2,000 miles, and they're fast and fun. I'm going to tell you a little about them. They're called Ultron Ultras. They're known in the community as just a big wheel scooter. So a lot of people ask, like, what is that? What do you call that? How do you describe that? And like, it's kind of complicated because you say, hey, I ride a scooter. They're like, oh, you ride a Vespa, you know? Or, hey, you ride a scooter. Oh, you ride a bird. And I'm like, no, I don't ride either of those. I don't sit down. I stand up and I go about 40 miles an hour on these things, and it's dangerous as hell. And people always ask me questions about them. How fast do they go? Well, it goes about 40 miles an hour. How much do they cost? Well, they cost about $1,200, $800 in China, and then $400 to ship to the US. So pretty cheap for what it is. And third question I always get is, why are you wearing a helmet? Well, because I have a previous head injury and I don't want more. When you crash on a scooter, the first thing that's going to crash is your face. So you want to wear a helmet. It's a good idea. So these are Ultron Ultra knockoffs, and they're called Ultron Ultras. It's basically the same motor and the same controllers generally as the Ultron Ultra, which is the gold standard electric scooter. These are the Chinese knockoff of that, but it's generally the same exact thing, just a little different design. They all have horns and lights and sirens, and they will collapse down. You can fit 2 of these in your trunk. Pretty awesome. The suspension on each, you have a front fork type spring, and you have the Type C suspension, which is as dangerous and as smooth and fun as it looks. If you want to ride these scooters, you got to first talk about safety. You got to get some gloves. You got to get a helmet. You got to wear the helmet. You also probably want a jacket of some description. If you're going to ride a super fast scooter, you want some protection on your body. You are going to crash. There's not a question of, when you're going to crash. You are going to crash. No question about it. These scooters are dangerous. They're inherently unstable, and that's why you're going to crash. It's not a bike where you can just take your hands off the handlebars and it's going to go. These things don't do that. You take one hand off the handlebar, you're going to fall on the ground, most likely, if you don't know what you're doing. They're inherently unstable. So there's no way that you're ever going to avoid a crash. So you got to wear a helmet, wear the gloves, wear a jacket if you got it, wear some kind of protection. Just riding a scooter without any protection is a bad move. So the coolest thing about these, scooters are getting them around and moving them around. So this one's collapsible. It's about 80 pounds itself, so it's pretty good weight, but it's extremely useful when you can fit 2 in your trunk. Very nice. You could take it on a train, but it's a little much, I think. If you purchase an Ultron Ultra, any Ultron Ultra, the first thing that's going to break is your rear fender. The rear fender is itself pretty weak, but it's attached directly to the rear suspension. So every time you hit a bump, every time you go do anything, the rear fender is going to basically bend itself and break off. Now you need to address this as soon as possible, because this will break and ruin your tire if you're riding on it when it breaks, which is very likely. So this is the front end of the Type C Ultron Ultra. Suspension is Type C because it's a front fork type. It's got the armature forward and a spring mechanism that kind of will make it a little smoother ride. It makes a lot of noise when you hit a bump, and it's not meant for any heavy bumps, because the neck itself connects directly to this whole armature. So as you can see, all the weight, all the motor, everything is, the stress point is right here on the neck. And that's a very, very important point to be careful with, as you will snap clean off if you hit the wrong bump. So the cool thing about the Ultron Ultra is it's actually got an adjustable height, and 80% of scooters today do not have an adjustable height option on the controls. You're basically stuck. Even with the Ultron Ultra, the highest end one, it's a solid neck, and so this having the ability to, go to your height is really great. I got these blinker grips. Those are off market, but they're really great for signaling and night. They cost $100. Totally worth the $100 though, I think. Just having the ability to signal through traffic and signal where you're going, 100% worth it. No scooters today come with signals. All right, so these scooters comes with an alarm. I can lock it. I can make it alarm. I can unlock it. But unlocking it doesn't actually let you turn it on. So when you get these, you have to hit the unlock and then double click the power button, which is like an on. So once you hit the power, then you can turn on the controller. You got your brakes, and you got a horn and a light, and then down here you have your dual motor and your turbo and eco. So eco mode is limiting the output of the battery. Turbo mode, which is out, is unlimiting the battery itself. Single motor is the button out. Dual motor is button in. So the fastest you're going to actually go is with the red button in, yellow button out. The slowest you're going to go is yellow button in, red button out. All right, the first thing you do when you get this scooter is you're going to go into the P settings, and you're going to actually change your kickstart to being on. That's very important, because basically the throttle by itself, without kickstarting, you're in trouble. You touch this throttle right now without kickstart, it's going in the wall over there. You touch the throttle at a stoplight or on the freeway, whatever, you're not trying to touch it, and something touches it, it's going into the wall. So the key is kickstart, first thing. One of the key features that's really important and lessly well known is the brake cutoff. So as you can see there, if you see a red alarm sort of icon pop up, that is when your brakes are on. So you will not throttle up. That's the brake cutoff. If, for say, I got off the brakes and hit the gas, now it's not going anywhere. So if you see that on when you're not touching the brakes, you have a brake cutoff problem. All right, so these scooters have brushless hub motors in them. So there's no gears, no transmission fluid, no weird anything, no upkeep. Really, it's all inside the wheel. So there's the wheel, there's a little rim basically, and that rim detaches. So you unscrew half the rim, pop it out, change out the wheel if you need to, and pop it back in, put it back together. So the hub itself, the hub motor, is about 1200 watt, and it's amazing. There's almost nothing in there. It's just wires and magnets. That's it. And just a spindle running through the middle. You put a little electricity into it, and it goes. Going real fast, way faster than any bird you'll ever find, that's for sure. Super dangerous also, and what more could you ask for, right? Hey, I'm Brian, I'm here to tell you about my crazy scooters. Hi, I'm Brian, I'm here to tell you about my crazy scooters. Hi, I'm Brian, I'm here to tell you about my crazy scooters. Hi, I'm Brian, I'm here to tell you about my crazy scooters. Alright, good enough. I think we got a good one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Probably got a good one? Okay, fine.